Hey guys, today we are going to fix up and restore a bullet smoker. It's a Dusty Moose branded one, and I'm very keen, so let's get into it. So here it is. As I said, it is a Dusty Moose bullet smoker. So this is what it looked like when I picked it up from my mate. So as you can see, it's just had regular sort of use and just doesn't need clean, so no dramas. Going to give it an initial wash down with some water just from the hose, and then we're going to give it a vinegar spray down. This will hopefully get rid of any sort of excess rust or fat and things like that as well, and just help break down those sort of materials. So here we have it. Left this out all night, soaking in vinegar. Then we're going to give it a pressure wash just to knock off any of those excess bits of rust or, debris, whatever there is. As you can see, the pan there was quite covered in fat, and also the grill on the right there coming up a little bit nicer with a bit of silver showing from the stainless steel. Well, that's everything done there. All washed down nice. The plates didn't come out as good as I'd hoped, but we'll still put in a bit of effort. This bigger one came up a little bit nicer, and that's the fat pan there. It's just got a bit of water in the bottom. Beautiful. That cleaned up very nice. The stainless steel turned up nice on our little vent here, and then inside you can see everything turned out very nicely indeed. Righto, so my plan of attack is to, I've got a bit of charcoal just over here, and I am going to start a great big fire in this bullet smoker, and hopefully get some more rust off, but not only that, just evaporate all the water, and just to test it out and see how it goes, and make sure it hasn't got any other crap on it that might affect my meat or whatever eating the first time I use it, because I have had that happen to me before. We had a it wasn't a fire pit, but it did say it was for food as well, and the first time we started it had a coating in it, I think it was like a anti-rust coating, and holy moly, did that thing give us a headache. So I always do a dry run first, even though this is a second-hand piece of equipment from a friend of mine. But yeah, anyway, let's get started. Righto, so before we begin, we need to start a fire. So things we're going to need are a coal chimney stack, some fire lighters, natural coal, or if you prefer the briquettes, it's up to you. I prefer the natural coal, natural charcoal I should say, because what happens is this stuff gets made first, and then any of the dust and residue gets put into these. But to put these together, so this is all the little bits, offcuts of that basically. To put these together, they use binders, and binders can affect the flavour of your food. I've had it happen to me a couple of times, and it's pretty terrible to get halfway or get all the way through your cook and realise that your food's no good, or at least tastes bad. So I'm going to be using these today just as the test to get my bullet smoker nice and warm and hot for its first use, to make sure I get rid of as much of that rust as I can, because basically there's 3 ways to take rust off, and I'll do that in another video. You've got rust, I did a rust spray with vinegar, so you can spray vinegar on it and then scrub it down. You can soak it in vinegar, which is more effective. There is electrolysis, which is a big setup that you need car batteries and electricity for, that basically forces the rust off because it can't bind to the metal anymore. And that's about it, I think. But anyway, enough to do with that. We're going to make a fire now. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a couple of our fire starters here. I like these. This is the Sambar natural fire lighters with 100. These are pretty cheap, and I'll just make a little pile in there, somewhere there. And then you're going to pop that over that, and that's going to make the fire underneath. So we're going to light those because that's going to give us a little bit of time. So we're going to use a jet lighter. We watch how quick this goes. I like these ones because they last. They're basically just compressed cardboard. The kerosene ones seem to lose their effectiveness over time. So we're just going to get this to take. I sort of try and use it as a one whole unit. Right, that's going nice. Put that smack bang in the center, and then we're going to grab some small bits of coal, charcoal, to get it started. A little bit of wind out. Make a little barrier. I'd also find natural charcoal is a lot easier to start. Do be careful though, because it does pop and flare up a little bit when you first throw it on. So this is starting to take, so I'm going to bring the camera over and you can have a look. So as you can see here, our young coals are starting nicely, and then after they got nice and red hot in the bottom, we add charcoal to the rest of the chimney just for a little bit more volume to get our fire started. Then we're going to level out a nice little area for our bullet smoker to go onto. Do make sure it's fairly level. As you can see there, we've got our fire in, so we put our burner ring down and put our fire in the middle, and then added some charcoal around the outside. This is really good for longevity of your cook. There you can see it's got a nice little door there as well. And then we're going to put our racks in. Had a bit of dramas with one of the collars, but just bent it with my fingers and it was all good. And that's it. So now we're going to leave it. This is about a 10-minute time lapse, and it just shows you, you know, we can get up to some pretty hot temperatures inside. I've actually never had a smoker with a temperature gauge before. Actually, I've never really done smoking before. I've done rotisserie and cast iron cooking. So it'd be really nice to actually be able to tell how hot it is inside my device without having to open it up and check on the meat itself and do a visual inspection. So 200 degrees will give us plenty of working room. So it's about 200 degrees Celsius or about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Rightio, so here is the moment of truth. This has been going not all night, but I just let the fire that I showed you before die down. Let's have a look. Yep, so a nice coating of ash everywhere. But overall, not too shabby. What I'll do is I'll give, like, so this, I had the lid closed for maximum heat, so it's just left ash everywhere, but with a scrub and a wipe down, this thing should be ready to go. So here's our scrubbing setup. So we've got our grills, some regular washing detergent, a bucket to soak them in, and as you can see here, we've got a drill with a scouring pad attachment on it. This is a bit of work smarter, not harder here. Now I'm not going for shiny silver stainless steel. We are just going for cookable on. So we're gonna knock off all the excess rust here and you know, get it cleaned up a bit. And look, I might do a little polish later, but for now this will be plenty. This is what we're using as our last step, which is from Ecolab, which is the stainless steel polish. This is an awesome product I got from them. I got it from the Toowoomba butcher supply, and obviously Toowoomba. And it cleans up stainless steel great, especially around the house, and also leaves a little protective coating on it so it doesn't get dirty or grimy in the. And that's it. We are all done with our smoker. So now it's just a matter of doing a video where I actually use the damn thing now that I put all the effort in. So stay tuned, and yeah, that's a wrap, guys. So thank you very much, and we'll catch you later. Bye. Oh, and before we go, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.